Welcome back. When she started her career in fashion design, she never imagined she'd launch a successful yoga line that's also giving back to charity. But she did, and it's thriving. She is Kristine Deer, and she's the founder of Deer, also the designer of Deer. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
As our audience can see, I'm wearing the design today. These are super comfortable, might I add.
Thank you.
I'm really excited about this because not just am I, a yoga practitioner and excited about workout clothes that make you feel really good, but I love when an organization is giving back and making a difference. You're doing all of the above. Talk about Deer and how it started.
Well, thank you. So Deer started out of my childhood bedroom. I lost my job in the city. I walked into a yoga class.
You were working in fashion?
I was working in fashion. And
what year was that?
That was in 2007, 8, 9. And during the recession, the company that I was working for closed, and it left me without a job. And I tried yoga for the first time. And it was an amazing experience because I'd never done it before. It was a grueling practice, because it was hot yoga.
Physically demanding.
Physically and mentally demanding. And I feel like it gave me the kind of determination I needed to start a business, even though that wasn't really my intention.
Where did the connection come from in your mind that said, clothing, yoga?
Well, I had nothing to wear. So I started to make my own things. And once I did, I realized I was tapping into a market that really hadn't been serviced yet. It was really well before the boom of athleisure, and it was specific to hot yoga especially. So the fabric that we use is really based upon the needs that you're sweating. You need them to dry quickly.
Is this water wicking fabric?
It is, and
absorbs the water quickly.
It's absorbent, and then it dries quickly, and it is a product that we're really proud of because the fabric, printing, and manufacturing all happen here in the U.S.
They happen actually right here in New York and New Jersey, right?
Yes.
Describe why that's an important element of the company for you.
It's really important because we are proudly making things here in America where we want to keep jobs, we want to keep the production. Our whole ethos of the company is very sound on being eco-friendly. So we're not carting our fabric from across the seas, we're not manufacturing across seas, and we're supporting New Jersey here locally.
When you first started, it was not what it has become today, where you're producing a large number of items. How did it start, and where were you selling?
So it started in my childhood bedroom. I handmade, cut and sewed about 800 pairs of shorts until I finally realized I couldn't do it anymore all by myself.
What did you call them, by the way?
They were called the bum bums.
Love that.
Because they pretty much just covered your bum.
Right.
And that's all you really needed in hot yoga. So I moved to a manufacturer based in Jersey, and from there we grew. We added factories in New York City, added styles, added SKUs, so different styles that we now manufacture, all kind of give us a lot of pride because they're based here.
I love the signature stripe. I'm wearing one right now. You're wearing one also. We're going to talk about what each one signifies because there's meaning behind these clothes, which I find even more special. But there's some really fun designs. How did you come up with the different designs? How did you play with color and style, really?
So I'm the technical designer. So I technically create the pattern that the garments are made out of, and the prints are designed by my sister, who's been with me for 4 years now, and we design the prints, the colors in every season. There's a different print collection, and additionally we design different stripes every season that allow us to bring awareness to a different cause and organization where we donate proceeds to.
I'm wearing the Emmy stripe.
Yes.
Emmy was the first plus-size supermodel. She broke ground, and she really made it okay for women to accept themselves no matter what they looked like, right? She was not the traditional size 0 model. Yes. Love the Emmy stripe. Where do proceeds from the Emmy stripe go?
Proceeds from the Emmy stripe go to NEDA, the National Eating Disorder Association, and that's something that she really stands for and is something that, I am proud to support because I do have friends and family that have also gone through it.
How did you connect with Emmy?
Emmy's local. She's a Jersey girl. So we were introduced by friends, and we formed a great relationship, a great friendship that When I approached her about perhaps naming a stripe after her so I could share her story and her cause, she was all about it. She was on board.
The Jody stripe is another one that I know is near and dear to your heart as well. It caught our attention as well because this is Adler Aphasia, right? The Adler Aphasia Center, which is doing amazing things for people who suffer from aphasia, also a partner of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Tell us your connection to the Adler Aphasia Center.
So my father is a member at the Adler Aphasia Center. He suffered a stroke about 21 years ago, and so has had aphasia for 21 years. And we
Aphasia is a speech disorder, right?
So aphasia is a communication speech disorder, and for him, he's actually not able to verbally communicate. His intelligence is completely there. He just has a hard time getting any words out. So early on, when he started going, I would volunteer. So I became really personally connected to the center beyond just being there with my father. And when I could no longer spend my time donating to the center, I realized that another way I could do it was through our leggings, through my business.
You have to date raised $10,000 for the Adler Aphasia Center?
Yes.
That is incredible. And in total, $100,000 from these stripes.
Across the board, across all of our charities, we've donated over $100,000.
You're wearing the Molly stripe. Tell us about that.
So the Molly stripe is named after me. Molly is actually my middle name. And it is important that I shared my story and my experience with depression and anxiety to bring more awareness to the fact that we have to have these conversations. The leggings stand as a conversation starter. So the more that we can discuss the attributes of having a mental illness, it isn't what a lot of people assume, and a lot of people don't realize that they're actually suffering from one. So if we can have the conversation, we can normalize it, we can take the stigma away from mental illness, people can start to get the help they need, and we can all start to heal a little bit together.
Was it hard for you to put that out there? Was it hard for you to do this?
It was a pretty vulnerable thing to do, but I think vulnerability shows strength. And it was an opportunity for me to prove to myself that my experience with depression and anxiety doesn't define me. It's just a little bit of what makes me stronger and braver.
What have you learned as a strong, brave entrepreneur who has started her own business and sparked conversations and raised money? I mean, you're doing so much, really, with this line. What have you learned?
I've learned a lot, and I continue to learn every single day. Being a business owner, there's no manual. There are lots of books, but the experience of actually going through things day to day, making decisions, having a staff. I have over 10 employees, and so for us, there's this constant learning through doing. And I've probably learned that the more patient you are and the more integrity you have along the way, the more you're going to connect with people and the more you're going to produce something that people really fall in love with and become loyal to.
K Deer, people can find you on Twitter at K_Deer_, Instagram at K.Deer. Kristine Deer, founder and designer of K Deer. I want to thank you so much for coming here, sharing your story, and sharing your pants with all of us.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Life and Living has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of Life and Living with Joanna Gagis has been provided by Adler Aphasia Center, Englewood Health, Caldwell University, New Jersey Resources, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Northward Center, and by the law firm of Gibbons PC. Additional support provided by Melandre Salon and Sulis Spa. Look beautiful, feel beautiful. Life and Living with Joanna Gagis has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.